Yeah, you need to special, but I can tell you that most probably the deep learning and neural network we have I try to design the more questions, more final exam questions based on the neural network and deep learning, but I cannot separate them. I cannot tell you that which one is more important or uh because the first two, three chapters are easy. You can collect a lot of points on the final exam. So I cannot tell you that just study this one less or more than the other chapters. So you need to go through all the lectures. And to be honest, the exams you right now you have experience on quizzes and the midterms. You know that it's not that much challenging, right? You can handle it easily by just studying. And I'm not concerned or worried about your exams. I know that most of you can get a nice and decent grade. So I have a couple of questions here. So will there be any theory questions in exam which we needed to write, or only multiple choice questions and sums? So no, I don't think there would be a descriptive questions. Most of the questions are multiple choice and true, false, and some hand calculation questions. So I don't want you to write something. But if you go through the lectures, if you're familiar with the topics, it doesn't matter. It's a multiple choice questions or descriptive questions. And even if it's a descriptive questions, you don't need to write two paragraphs. For example, if there is a descriptive questions in the final exam, you just need to write some words or a short sentence and give me the answer. So you don't need to actually memorize something, right? You just should know that how the algorithms works or operates. When you know everything about the different algorithms, so you're fine. So it doesn't matter. The question is multiple choice or descriptive or hand calculations, right? Please share what kind of questions pattern we can expect. And as I mentioned many times. So right now, you're gonna at this stage, you cannot ask me such questions because yes, when we were at the earliest stage, you had no idea about the pattern of the exam. But right now, I'm telling you that maybe 95 to 100% the pattern is similar to your midterms and to your quizzes. So right now you're familiar with the pattern and the structure of the exam. That's why I'm telling you that you'll be fine. I think you're great. I haven't corrected the second midterm yet, but I think the grades are okay, and that's why I'm not worried about the final exam. I think you can handle the final exam very well because it's not very challenging. There is no coding, right? There's some the the purpose of the final exam to me is not to give you a hard time. They're just simple questions that because I have to actually hold the final exam, right? I'm gonna just ask you some simple questions that you went through all the lectures, you listened to me in the class. This is the purpose of the final exam, nothing else. There is no challenging or difficult questions in the final exam. I want to just make sure that you are on the track. For example, I ask about learning rate. I ask about, I don't know, why we use training and test sets, why we don't train the model on the whole data set, right? So something like that. For example, you know that you train your model on training subset of data and then evaluate the performance of the algorithm on the test set, right? And you know, for example, that usually 80–70% we allocate 70% of the whole data we allocate to the training subset of data, and the rest of it, 20, 25, 30% to the test set. So these are the operation, right? These are the process, these are the steps. So I want you to know such things, right? For example, what is loss function? Why we use loss function? What is gradient descent? What does gradient descent do actually? Why we need it, right? And then there are a lot of things in neural networks that I went through all of them in the class. And I think the important sessions related to the neural network, I recorded the video and uploaded on D2L. You can go through it over and over, right? So I think everything is clean about final exam, and I don't want you to be that much worried about the final exam. I think most of you uh, and with average IQ or even less than average IQ can get a really good grades because it's not a big deal, right? And then on the other hand, I think most of you did your assignments, right? And you got a good grades, maybe, I don't know, 70, 80, 100, and the grades are okay. Some of you had some concerns and send me an email that you're worried about the grades of the assignments or the midterm. You're not pleased with the grades because the number of emails was too many, and I want to allocate one session on Zoom, and we can discuss everything, everyone who is worried about the grades of the assignments or the midterm, and they think maybe there's a mistake or something wrong happened and their grades are higher than this. We can discuss about such things after the final exam, but right now we have more things to do. The final exam, the project, these are very important, and yeah, let's do them first, and after that, after I gave you all the grades and your final grades, then we can discuss. Maybe you're pleased, right? So right now you haven't actually written your final exam, or you haven't done your final project yet, so you have much things to do, and for sure they can help you to increase your grade. And after that, we can discuss about the previous parts of this course, like assignment 1, 2, or midterm 1 and 2. So don't worry, I'm not gonna escape. I'm here. You see that I'm always available. So even if I'm not in the university, you can send me an email and quickly I respond you. And even after final exam, I'm not gonna leave you. So you're my students. I'm responsible. I don't want anyone to be worried or sad. So I try my best because it's just a course, right? So more or less, all of you can pass this course. I'm not worried about that, but I don't want some students to be sad or lose their motivation. So I try my best to actually uh, go through it and pass this course together. Okay. Any questions? We can talk more after this session. Uh, Firstly, let me start the last lecture, the convolutional neural network, that your final project is related to this topic. And after the lecture, we can, if you have any questions, we can actually discuss more. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Okay. So as I